let's talk about what just happened. I've been doing some live streams about this for quite some time. They haven't even updated their page. I was going to try and tell you who actually did this, but it looks like the website, which is progressivecaucuscdp.org, is the old board, not the current board. So let's see if there's a more up-to-date website. So basically what they did is this. Let me explain to you what happened. Caucuses are not allowed to raise money. That's part of the bylaws. They're not allowed to raise money. Karen Burnell and Norman Solomon thought they would get really super clever and create a progressive caucus PAC. They used it to create slates to get their friends and the people that they could control into party positions throughout California. They weren't super successful at this, which is why Rusty Hicks is currently the chair of the California Democratic State Party, because Labor are better organizers than Karen and Norman. Let's be real. But they are effective enough that they can actually throw out smear campaigns and make it very difficult for other progressives who want to get in. So, for example, in my Assembly District 73, they only endorsed 4 candidates for Assembly District delegates. We can get in up to 7 self-identifying females and 7 non-self-identifying females. And one of those 14 top vote getter becomes the executive board member as well. What they did was, what they have been doing is saying, these are the true progressives. Vote for them because they're true progressives. And then because they have a PAC, they create phone banking and text banking and mailers and everything else. And they put a lot of money behind getting their candidates elected. But what they do in the meantime is they rely on the advice of their friends in local communities to identify who are the true progressives. So it's very much an in-club, and it shrinks the movement because they're not actually vetting anybody. They're not actually like going through the process of determining who would actually be fighting for things like Medicare for All and the Green New Deal. And oftentimes the people that they put on their slates aren't even progressive. They're just political contacts that people want to get in with because they feel like they have some power and influence. And so they want to just cozy up with certain people. So it's not even a really good indicator as to whether or not the candidates are progressive. But anyway, that's one of the ways they've been fucking up California politics now for years, is through this PAC that was illicit. They weren't supposed to have this PAC to begin with. There were some shenanigans that went on with the elections to the board of the Progressive Caucus earlier this year. A link was sent out to their chosen people that said, if you follow this link, you can vote. You can join the Progressive Caucus and you can vote in the elections. Problem is, it was circumventing the actual dues that are supposed to be paid through the California Democratic State Party. So, and they also took their membership list of the Progressive Caucus and shared it with this PAC. So I was getting emails because I paid the $10 for hardship to sign up to the Progressive Caucus. And then I started getting emails from the Progressive Caucus PAC and from Norman Solomon's Roots Action Network, neither of which I had signed up for. These are not legal actions. You're not supposed to be able to share information like that. I was not on the call today. I didn't get the call, the links to join the EBoard meeting as an observer. So I just got texted with some updates as to what happened. But, I mean, we all knew it was coming. This is the second time that Karen her actions have resulted in the Progressive Caucus being essentially dischartered. So they have now been dropped down to provisional status. It's not as bad as being completely disqualified, but it means that they're not a full-fledged caucus and they have to remedy their problems. And it doesn't change the fact that we still have the same people who were on the board of the Progressive Caucus PAC. Many of the same people are also in charge of the Progressive Caucus. So there's no checks and balances. So everybody that was on that troublemaker slate, you have to question their integrity. You have to question their honesty. You have to question why they decided to align with this particular network that ultimately got sanctioned by the California Democratic State Party. You have to wonder, is it in your best interest to work with dishonest people? A lot of you out there are willing to look the other way on this sort of stuff. I don't know how we're going to possibly be successful in lobbying anybody for progressive policy when our House is this messy. I don't know how we're going to do it. I don't know how we're going to do it. We knew this was going to come. We knew it was ultimately going to come, because you can't be that shady for so long and not have people catch up with you ultimately. So there you go. They were sanctioned today. This is the old list. I know some of these people are still there. I know, wow. I don't know why. You know what? They must have just like updated everything to that other Progressive Caucus PAC website. This is the former list, but okay. So Amar Shergill is still the chair. He was on the troublemaker slate. I don't think David Hildebrand was this time around. He was formerly the Northern vice chair, but he is on the board of the Progressive Caucus PAC. Manuel Zapata, the vice chair for the Central region, I believe that he did run again on the troublemaker slate. Susie did not. She has separated herself from this group. Emma Jenson, right in there again. She's always in with the shadiest of stuff. The Nick Brana stuff, the Progressive Caucus PAC, the troublemaker slate. She's always right in the thick of the shadiest stuff possible. And I think Zachary Denny ran for membership chair. He was formerly officer at large. I think he ran for membership chair, but I don't remember. I know Fatima was on for South Vice Chair. This is the old list, so they have new positions now because Amar also pulled a fast one the month before the elections and gave himself 3 appointments and created 2 new seats too. So South Vice Chair has been split up into 2 seats, and membership chair was added. So Zach Denny I think he got membership chair. The Ben Hauck became one of the South Vice Chairs, and Fatima became one of the South Vice Chairs. These were all troublemaker slate people. These are all people connected to the PAC that was illicit, that has just caused the caucus to be sanctioned and put into provisional status. So, folks, I would like to see, how are you going to address this? What are you going to do to assure us that this will never happen again, and that you're not going to constantly cause chaos in the progressive community for those of us who are doing good faith organizing and just trying to get in and get our seat at the table? What are you going to do to stop making this an in club and stop shrinking the movement and stop doing things that are going to get you and everybody else in trouble and make us look bad? What are you going to do to stop being crazy bullies, doing your whisper campaigns and your smear campaigns and all your other bullshit? What are you going to do to clean up your acts? That's what I'd like to know. Hey, Della.